story time. So, 10 years ago, I had bottom surgery because I wanted to have genitalia that more closely reflected my foremothers. I come from male and female, so, I feel more comfortable not having to tug, not having erections, um, just not having it slanging and banging, like not being accused of um, being someone who would harm children or being someone who would harm women, and I more closely resonated with my foremothers. So it seemed like a fair trade to feel comfortable in my body, to feel comfortable around other people in my body. And for the most part, I have been attracting male bodied individuals who like to say that they're heterosexual when they're out and about in public. But a lot of them, it's anything goes behind the scenes in the shadows. And during this climate, during this administration, I've really been like looking at how quiet they are. And I'm thinking how, me and those like me, in the trans community and the queer community have just been, really like having all types of relations with y'all. And when it came time for y'all to stand up for us, you were quiet.
It was given very much mum's the word.
Because even if we are erased from history, even if they take us from the books, y'all could still, give us a couple of $100 in private and get your session. So you don't really care if we have liberty. You don't really care if we have rights. You don't really care if we're acknowledged in the history books.
Honestly, that works to your benefit because it keeps us in need of those lovely little handouts you give us in the shadows. So, actually works out well for you, doesn't it?
You're going to pop up in the shadows and give us a few dollars, give us a few coins, and we're going to be good with that. But we're not going to have no notoriety in a patriarchal society, in a hegemonic society. And so, like, me going through this process of having bottom surgery and living in this climate, one of the reasons why I wanted to have bottom surgery was because I wanted to be able to, like, not only mentally channel the divine feminine, but physically, be able to make space, be able to create space, like have more space, not just mentally, not just expanding mentally, but sacrificing within my avatar to actually have more space. It's one thing to have space in your back door, in your backyard when you're doing the anal things. It's another thing to sacrifice to have more space. And so I wanted to have more space. And now I have to ask myself, in this Trump climate, what have I been making space for? Have I been making space for cowardice? Have I been making space for shame? Is that what I've been making space for? Is that what I've been receiving inside of me? All of this minion, soldier, a seed. Is that what I sacrificed for? Is that what I made capacity for? Is that what I made space for? So that when it was time to pass laws, I'd be left with the short end of the stick and some medical bills. Because a lot of people think we take the easy route out when we choose to maneuver this world in a way that connects with our foremothers, in a way that connects with more feminine beings. But let me tell you something. I consider myself to be a high-level alchemist. And taking garbage, phallic, inside of your orifices, it's not an easy task to alchemize that energy that comes from the cowardice and the shame and that spinelessness of it all. To not to be able to stand up for the things that you secretly desire, the things that you secretly love, the things that secretly feed you and inspire you and keep you going, the things that you secretly look forward to, the things that get you through the day that you chose to have erased from the history books, like so many of our queer ancestors and queer siblings. So I had to have that come to Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Oshun, Yemaya, Obatala, whoever it is that you're coming to, Shakti, Shiva. I had to have that moment to ask myself, what am I allowing inside of me? What have I sacrificed to make that space for? And you know, a lot of my sisters, they go on to have that procedure. They go through this process. They don't have relations. A lot of my sisters, they go through this process and they don't have relations. They don't do intimacy. They don't do it. And I always wondered why. I was like, why would you go through all that and not experience intimacy? And it's a beautiful thing physically. It's like eating ice cream. It's instant gratification, but after it's done, you feel guilty. And so now at this point in this climate where we have a president that once championed us, that stood up for us when it was convenient for him politically, who is now against us politically, is showing you the privilege that they have to be with us, to give us some crumbs off of the table, literally, some pocket change, some spending money, but still erase us from crucial documents that celebrate our contributions to society. And we've been guinea pigs, we've been lab rats, we've worked hard, we've invested, we've sacrificed to be a part of this reality, and to have us disrespectfully removed from the history books is like pulling down your pants and taking a crap in our face. And some of you've done that and given us a coin for it. I don't get into the scatting. I don't know anything about the scat play. But I know y'all like that too. Y'all like that and dirty tuckers. I'm not getting into all that. Anyway, what are we making space for? And so, and at this particular time, I don't know if I want to get my cheeks clapped. And if I had a ping, like if I was fully functional, if I was pre-op, I don't even know if I would want to be digging deeper into cowardice. I don't know if I would want to be clapping the cheeks of cowardice. I don't know if I would want to be taking on that energy. So if I was pre-op, I still would have a dilemma to face, digging in. And that's why pre-op, because I can't imagine clapping the cheeks of cowardice, clapping the cheeks of disrespect, clapping the cheeks of those who would stand against me before they would stand up for me. Yeah, I can't imagine clapping those cheeks, and now I can no longer allowing it to clap mine. That's all. That's all. Yeah. We have served this country in more ways than one, in countless ways. How many ways I can count from 1 to 10? It's not enough. AM 1, 2, I love you. 3, 4, so and more. No. Now I understand. I don't know if I'm gonna get my cheeks clapped for the whole MAGA administration. I don't know.